Hey everyone, welcome to your Take a Peek at 2022 reading. We want to take a peek because do we really want all the surprises ruined? Because how fun would that be? I know, sometimes we wish maybe I would like to know everything that's going to happen, but I think we've tried that before and it was very boring. So we'll leave the exciting journey, going forward. And besides, we'll get messages and hints all along the way. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those videos that I put out throughout the weeks and the months of all next year, and you want to get notified immediately, if you haven't done so already, if you click the subscribe button down below, that'll just make a little notification bell pop up, and then you can select to be notified immediately, and that way you won't miss out on a thing, because 2022 is going to be an amazing year. The physical world is going to continue to disappoint us until we discover more and more of the powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being we really are. And we'll find that when we're looking on the inside, right? And I just announced on New Year's Eve last night, this video is coming out on January 1st, but I did a little video announcing that I'm going to be having a weekly video for all of 22 called You ×2, and that are going to be basically messages about how we can do that, how we can discover that there are two of us inside of us, our human side, but then also, this character of the human, but we're more than that. We are this powerful supernatural being. And so all of those messages are going to be about just how we understand that, who we are, etc. So if you want to look into that, you can check out the video that I put out last night. I go into a little more detail, but stay tuned because it's coming and I'm super excited about it. But for this reading, let's go ahead and jump in and take a peek at your 2022. And you're going to have three choices. You have the star, the sparkler, or the fire rocket. And of course, you can choose as many of those as you want, whatever you're drawn to. I'll have timestamps in the description box below for all of them, but I'm going to jump into number one first. So if you want any of the others, just click on that timestamp and it'll jump you forward to that video. But I'm going to start with reading number one, the blue star, right now. All right, all my Aries, so if you chose the star, then this is the reading for you. We're going to start off and pulling a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. This is just going to be a peek into a part of what this year is going to be about for you. Of course, this is a general reading, and as I mentioned, if you subscribe, I do put out monthly readings, weekly energy update readings, and several other types of readings throughout the month by each zodiac sign. So that can keep you up to date on what energies are coming around the corner. All right, but for you just overall for 2022, what little peek do you want to give our Aries that chose the star card? All right. So you have the Goblins, card number 5. And 5s are about change here. So you can kind of look at the Goblins as, this year where the shadows that you've had going on in your life, that they are coming out of the dark of the forest into the light to reveal themselves so that you can feel, say, more secure in your path of your life, but just feel less darkness surrounding you. You may have been feeling like, a black cloud. I mean, we probably all have had the opportunity to feel that way over these last couple of years, but this is specifically with you in your life that you just kind of have felt like you've had these dark clouds around you. Because the goblins, the little saying around this card is fear is an illusion. Choose love today. Forgive yourself and others. It says goblins are born when you're wounded and something essential is lost in that experience. And from that point on, as you forget your wholeness, they remain with you in the shadows. There they remind you of what brought them into being by mimicking your own voice. tricking you into believing that you're unworthy, you're victimized, or unlovable. They hold you hostage through low self-worth, self-sabotage, and the feeling that you're lacking what you need. So if goblins pay you a visit, know that they represent the shadow of your own self or someone else's, and that they're leading you into a potentially reactive situation. The Goblin's card's appearance is an opportunity for growth, however, and it's a signal that you must love yourself. No human is without flaws. The Goblin's message is that you must release resentments and negative self-talk. Within you is the spark of the divine, so ask Spirit to help heal you. Miracles can and do happen. Let go of negativity. So that is like just a hint of a part of your path this next year is about letting go of these shadows, letting go of these resentments and these dark clouds that have been hanging around you. But they hang around you because you're giving it energy. It's like you're creating the environment for the storm or the stormy clouds to be there. And this is going to be a very self-empowering year where you discover that you get to choose what stories you apply. And this number 5 here is a huge transformational year for you. We're also going to pull some cards here from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot and to see what else the Creator wants you to know about this goblin adventure over this next year. And again, it's just a peek, so it's not all of what's been going on, but it's what the Creator wants you to know. And it's kind of like giving you this hope that, oh, good, the sun is going to come out, of this dark clouds, this dark forest you've been, walking in is going to become very bright and sunshiny. It's like you're coming out of winter, and the spring is springing. I don't know if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings. I know there's still people out there that haven't watched it, and I still forgive you if you haven't seen that. But there's this part in it where it's like almost all hope is lost, but the wizard in there said, just look to dawn, because right as the sun was coming up, they came over with all these horses and all these people to help rescue it. And so it went from this, okay, all hope is lost, to, oh, here comes, the sun and all this kind of like the cavalry to come rescue. So that's kind of what they showed me for you for next year. And then we'll take a look here and see what we have coming here. Well, yeah, so you got the star. So this is like the sun coming in, and this is the hope card, which is fantastic. This just means that you are, over this next year, going to connect to this bright star that you really are. That's going to allow you to pour out from these vases the living waters, the powerful energy and love of the Creator, which is unconditional love. You're just going to feel this wholeness and this completeness that comes in, and it's going to allow you to let old ways go and new ways come in. It's very much Aquarian energy, which is about, finding new ways to do things. It's like the old ways are no longer serving you, so there's new ways that come in. The other gift that the Aquarian energy and that this card is bringing you, along with that hope, is this gift of seeing what you were truly thirsty for. The things that fulfilled you or you thought were going to fulfill you before, this pain, this hurt, all this experiences that you've had disappointed you and made you feel, like it mentioned in the card, not whole, not complete, and got to experience all those pain, which this is part of all of our journey. We came here to feel that and experience that. But this is like this new way, this new thirst coming in for you, because, and actually, all those things never satisfied your thirst before, and that's what this gift brings, because you have a little sip of this living waters and you're like, oh my gosh, you're more quenched than anything in the external world for your entire life. So this is a big beacon of hope for this next year for you. So I love that. Yeah, 10 of discs, which would be the 10 of pentacles. Pentacles is your outside world, and this is all about feeling a whole new abundance in your life. And that comes from, this fulfillment that comes in. You're experiencing these things in the outside world that were disappointing to you, but you do find wholeness and completeness throughout the year. 10, of course, is endings and new beginnings. So you are going to have these changes that happen in your outside world that help bring you this beautiful fulfillment with it coming in. Yeah, 8 of Cups. Cups are your emotions, and 8 of Cups is all about you walking and leaving behind those things, those emotions that no longer serve you. So you're able to move past these past pains. And, it talks about forgiveness here, which I know usually when we hear forgiveness and we feel we've been wronged and hurt and had things happen to us that shouldn't have been, we're like, heck no, I'm not going to forgive them. I don't want them to get away with it. But the whole thing about these, emotions that we've been feeling is the toxicity comes because we're drinking this poison and we're going, ha, ha, ha. Now you are going to be, hurt by it. And you're like waiting for it. And then you're like, why am I starting to feel sick? I don't feel so good. It's because the poison, the resentment, the unforgiveness inside us is only toxic to us. It's not toxic to anyone else. So that when we thought, out of fear, we want to hold, these grudges and hold these resentments towards others, it is actually only hurting us, and it may not even be hurting them. They might even have been moved beyond it. I've had so many people that when they went to confront people, whether it's siblings or friends or old bosses or something, they talk about it. They're like, what are you talking about? They didn't even perceive that anything had happened. And, we held it in all this time, and the story we applied to it and what we experienced was nothing, close to what they thought. So we were maintaining all this energy and maintaining all these emotions, and it was only hurting us. So forgiveness isn't about letting someone off the hook. You have a great memory. Humans do. We never forget what people have done to us that caused pain, and we won't allow it to happen again. Forgiveness is letting the wrath go. It's detoxing our emotions, our heart, our body, our spirit. So this is for you. Forgiveness is for you. It's not letting anyone, quote, off the hook and all that. It's just allowing the wrath to go, that resentment and those emotions. And you move that, experience that you had, you move it over into like a photo album. You move it out of your energy field. You're like, I'm not going to forget it. Because, like I said, you came here to experience all this. So you take that and you put it in the photo album, and it's not in your energy field anymore where you're investing your energy, and all that energy comes back to you. So I love that. Yep, and here you go. So the Princess of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your aha, inspiration, your spiritual energy, and your energy of your beingness. And the Princess is like the page in other decks as well. And so this is all about new energy coming to you, which is perfect because it's exactly what I just said. As you release and let the stuff go, all that energy that you're investing to maintaining those old feelings, you get to invest it back in you. You just get flooded back with all this energy. This also represents your spiritual energy, and pages were communicators. They were the ones that would go around and go, hear ye, here's your, your messages. And this means that because this is your spiritual energy, that you're also going to be getting a lot of connection to spirit and spiritual messages, especially as you connect to the star that you really are. And so you're going to be getting like all these synchronicities and all this messages from the outside world. So, keep your eyes peeled, because you're just going to be getting these messages that are going to all line up. And you're like, oh my gosh, I heard this same thing from 5 different sources today, get messages just dropped into your head. You'll get emotional messages. You're just going to be getting so much over this next year. I mean, you are a fire sign, wands is your suit. So this is so up your alley. You are so ready for this new fire, this new energizement, I don't know if that's a word, but you just are going to be getting flooded with beautiful, beautiful energy as you release emotions throughout the year. Yep. And then you have the Six of Pentacles, and this is all about giving and receiving. So it's like there's two messages that come with this for you. One of them is that you, through this process, get this feeling of worth back, and you feel worthy to receive from the Creator, from the world. And, the world anyway is just the middleman. The Creator is what brings us what we're truly need. He just sends it through the shipping company of the outside world, right? But this is also, for me, is the codependency awareness card. And what that means, and I always confess, I'm a recovering enabler. It's something that I watch for myself. It's almost like alcoholism or something else. It's because it's based in enablers anyway, have this definition of our worth, which I love how this is coming to pass here, that if we're not able to give something to someone, then we're not worth being around, because why would someone want to be around me if I couldn't give them anything? And so when you enter like a relationship of any kind, whether it's family, friends, romantic, work, whatever, it starts off in the beginning equal, like an adult giving to an adult, but very quickly we freak out because we don't want to receive. We want to feel safe in being like the mama bird. We want to be the one that's giving, because as long as a little baby bird needs us and we're giving, then it will never leave us. That's our belief anyway. And so we don't want to receive back. And so we go, no, I only can give to you. And so we give and we give and we give and we give and we give until we're exhausted, and then we become resentful because we're feeling like we're like empty and almost dead, right? And so that's where we end up in the relationship. Well, little baby bird here, they want to give like we want to give. But if we're refusing to give, then what do? They go outside of our relationship to give, whether it's an affair, or they pour themselves and become workaholics into their work, or they pour themselves into a hobby or to their friends, working out, something where they can get and feel like they're getting benefit from their giving. So this card, this awareness of it all, and comes back to when you're talking about you getting back your feeling of worth and feeling whole and complete. Because then you realize, what? I am an awesome star. I deserve, to receive attention and interaction and whatever from other people just because of who I am, not because of what I can give. And then there becomes this free give and flow, and you don't have all these expectations in how you're giving, because you're not giving to get, you're giving because you're now filling up to where you are overflowing, and you're not giving of your sustenance anymore. You are allowing yourself to be full, filling up with this unconditional love, and then everyone else gets the overflow. They don't get to plug in and zap out your life force where your cup is never full. In this scenario, your cup is always full and you're feeling whole and complete. So some beautiful things coming here over 2022. And then lastly, we're just going to pull a card here from this Art of Manifestation Oracle and just see what else the Creator wants you to know. What peek into 2022? All right, what else for our Aries that chose in the star? I just totally got that. You probably already noticed that, but since you chose the star and you got the star card, that's hilarious. And you've got lack And that says, leading a spiritual life does not mean living in lack. This card asks you to release any underlying beliefs that you may hold regarding entitlement and worthiness that may be blocking your ability to receive. When you have an abundance of wealth, both inner and outer, you will have abundance to give and share with others. So exactly what we're talking about here. And I love this, dandelion making a wish and blowing there. And then you got synchronicity as well. And that says, are seemingly random coincidences showing up in your life? Well, that's what we were talking about with this. This card asks you to listen to the signs and take them seriously. You are tuning in to the universal energy of a greater collective consciousness, and these synchronicities are arriving in your world to guide you. Listen. So that's great, because this card goes with that one and that one goes with this one, but they overall match this entire message. So this is going to be an exciting 2022 for you, I'm telling you. So like I mentioned, I do like monthly updates, weekly updates, new moon, full moon readings, just a variety of different readings throughout the month. So if you want to get notified as soon as those come out, just make sure to click the subscribe button and then the little notification bell. And if you want to help spread the love and spread these messages, if you want to give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, that does allow the YouTube algorithm just to share these messages with other people as well. So if you want to spread love in these messages of love from above, I appreciate that. Never any pressure. So if you want to, thank you so much. All right. Well, you enjoy this next year. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, just know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. You take care. All right, my Aries, if you chose the Sparkler, which was reading number 2, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Enchanted Map just to get a peek into overall one piece of your journey for 2022. All right, so for our Aries Sparklers, what do you want them to know? Okay, actually you get 2. And so you've got the Spirit of Place, card number 4. And then you also have Rock Bottom, number 10. And don't worry about that. That's not as bad as it sounds. So let's see what message comes with these. So Spirit of Place is authenticity is the essence of power. This is our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. So just as we have a soul, the plants, the trees, the birds, the mountains, and the rivers also have their own essence. When the Spirit of Place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about struggle? Then the answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. So I love that message there. And then let's also combine that with the number 10 here. Yeah. So rock bottom is surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. So you kind of have a reinforced message here of let go of control. As difficult as it may be to accept, it seems that you've reached a point where you can that you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction and a new strategy are called for. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear like magic, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way to higher ground. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. And so, yeah, 10s are about endings and new beginnings, so that makes total sense with this. We're also going to pull cards here from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot to see what else. What about this peek into this area here? So, you are definitely ready to let go. It's a lot like what I call the 10 of Swords energy in tarot. It's like you're so exhausted, usually it has like someone laying down with 10 swords in their back. All these expectations, all this effort you've been trying to control the outside world, which is outside of your control, has just exhausted you. And they're laying down, all those swords in their back, betraying them. It didn't bring the satisfaction and the wholeness that you thought it was. But don't give up, because they're not dead, they're just exhausted. They're looking away from us at the sun rising, which is, basically saying that the new beginning is on its way. You're ready to let go, and that's a good place to be. I know I have friends in my life when they're like, I just want to give up, and I'm like, yay, you're there. And they're like, why are you so happy? And I'm like, because you're ready to let go. And when you let go, that's when you find your freedom. So you've arrived, you're there, you're ready, you're at that, ending a new beginning. So it's when you're still stubborn, holding on to that, speedboat called surrender, going 150 miles an hour, and you're getting dragged behind it because you won't let go of the rope. It's like, let go, and then you find peace and calm. So that's what I feel is coming here for you. But let's see, what else? What else for our sparklers? Okay, and they actually want all these 4. Okay, they want these down here, and this up here. Any others? Okay, that one. All right, so let's take a look here. You've got the 8 of Swords, so very close. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mentalities, your expectations, your attitudes. And this 8 is all about you over this next year. You're realizing, like this talked about here, your thoughts and beliefs are what are blinding you and binding you and holding you restricted and making you feel trapped. You can't go anywhere. And so that is this journey on the way of letting these go, because you're realizing it and experiencing this. You know that because it's your beliefs and thoughts that are doing that you are truly in control of what's going on with you. But you can't control very much at all in the outside world. You do control your thoughts and beliefs, the story that you apply to any situation, any emotion that you choose about a situation. And so this is beautiful awareness that comes over this next year about those areas that are restricting you in your life. And it's beautiful because that's what brings you the freedom, right? Yeah, Tower, perfect. I know you're like, what? This is the Tower. This is the ending and the new beginning. This is the thing, the Tower that's blocking you in your life being burnt down and removed so that you can, move forward, that you can move in the direction. And that with this, it's like buying a piece of land. I'm not sure why they showed me that, but buying a piece of land and there's this old house that's fallen apart and it's dangerous. It's can't even think of the word. But it's it can't be lived in anymore. So it needs to be brought down and all that stuff, debris removed, so you can build a new foundation and a new safe place to live. And there's this wonderful story that comes with the Tower, and it kind of starts with what I call the Wheel of Fortune story, which is also in the Major Arcana, and that's the number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. And that is that before you come down here, your soul, the powerful supernatural being you really are, it decides that this character that they're going to play in this lifetime, this is when they're going to enter this game, and this is when they're going to leave the game. And these are all the fated events they want to experience throughout this life to more fully understand who they are. So you can say, well, if everything's fated, then why even come? But within each of those fated events, that's where you have this power of choice, the power of will, to decide what story you apply to any situation, what emotion you're going to feel in any situation. Are you going to choose an emotion of extreme fear or an extreme emotion of unconditional love or something in between? You get to choose as you're going through all that. And it's beautiful because that piece of it brings this beautiful message for us that we're not on this out of control drama train that's about to jump the tracks and dramatically explode in the gorge. It's that we're more of like on this monorail train that's connected to the track. It can't fly off. It's very smooth. It has all its, exact, perfect moments of stops, right? And so it's very empowering. And then where the tower comes in is that, these fated events have been happening, and this tower is a fated event that's been in your life up to this point. But in order to experience all these future fated events, this tower must be removed. And so that is what is going to be happening this next year, is that you have these things that are going to be removed for you, not happening to you. So when you have something removed, realize that if you can, make it, this reminder, this is a tower moment. This is being removed for me to make room for something so much better and safer and an amazing experience for me. So the other thing with this too is if you connect to spirit often enough, which means raising your vibration from fear to one of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, you can hear the countdown up to this tower, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you want to avoid that electric shock treatment, when you hear this thing going to be removed, you can remove it sooner if you so wish. But don't judge yourself if you have the electric shock treatment, because the majority of us want to experience this. That's why we come here, and we want to experience all that stuff right up to the final second where it could be removed. So, but just know that there is a choice, and that, when you get those messages and you're connected to that spiritual world, you can hear the countdown, and instead of being blasted out of the tower, you can jump instead. All right. And then you have the 2 of discs, which would be the 2 of pentacles and some other as well. This is about your outside world. And this is about this whole 2022 getting to know yourself, the 2 sides of you. And you really start to experience this and understand it in the outside world. So I love that this popped up here for you, because this is about this balance between living as a human and bringing in this beautiful relationship with your spiritual side, and kind of almost becoming a cup where you're making more space in your physical world for your spirit to accompany you, instead of living like 90% in fear and 10% in unconditional love in the spirit. It's like you become 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, 50-50, and so there's this balance that's coming in with that throughout this next year. So I love to see that for you. And any of the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups, usually you'll see someone that has these, these other 3 cups here. They're usually sitting and I'm watching them, and they're bored with them, because those 3 cups are those things of the outside world, relationships of any kind, situations of any kind, like jobs and education, etc., or physical things in your world, like your body, your possessions, your bank account. All those things that were supposed to fulfill you and make you feel whole have left you feeling at this rock bottom place. But you can see he has 1 cup that he's pouring here that is bringing in that beautiful blossom there. And that is the chalice. That's the Ace of Cups. Cups are your emotions. Sorry, I didn't mention that. This represents that, because the Ace of Cups is the chalice, the Holy Grail, and it's filled with the unconditional love of our Creator. It's what we're truly thirsty for. It's what truly brings us life, what we're finding on the inside. And so this journey that you're having here is that you're letting those Three of Cups go because it's not fulfilling, and you are connecting to your eye in the sky, because you got the eye in the sky appearing everywhere, right? But you're realizing as you're connecting to your higher self, that is what brings you joy. That's what brings this beautiful, beautiful feeling of abundance, this beautiful feeling where you understand your true passion instead of trying to fulfill all these expectations that are holding you back and making you feel, like here at rock bottom where you have nowhere left to go. And this opens up a whole new way of looking at things in your life. I love that this came here for you. And then you got the Judgment card, which is so perfect. This is just like this Two of Pentacles, the Two of Discs here, because you have, this is who you think you are down here, our human experience as we're walking along here, but this is truly who we are. This bright, beautiful, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So during this next year, it definitely is, it's X and X. Card number 20, which breaks down to a 2 as well, when you add 2 plus 0 together. So in 2022, it is about these endings and beginnings, the endings of old ways of looking at things strictly from your human side and looking at it from your spiritual higher self as well. But just over and over again, and then here you go, boom, 10 of Cups. So total emotional fulfillment. I mean, that's what that represents there. And when I mentioned at the beginning about the 10 of Swords and the sun rising, that's like the sun rising. You're having this beautiful emotional awareness that comes, just this beautiful awakening. I mean, you've almost got like the sun popping up here too, right? This beautiful bright light. The sun is rising. Literally, this beautiful brightness that's just filling you up, and just, it's that little light inside of you that's been so dim for so long because you wanted this experience. You're now ready for the next phase, which 2022 is all about, getting connection with your higher self. And then we're going to pull at least one more card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle and just see what else the Creator would like you to know about this little peek into your 2022. All right, what else for our Aries sparklers? What else would you like them to know? Okay, that one and that one. So you have believe in yourself. Yes, you are important. It says you are important, you are lovable, you are special. You are unique and an extraordinary person. Wherever you come from, whatever has happened to you in the past, it is time to let go of any negative perceptions that you may carry about yourself. Yes, absolutely. I'm just going to put these here. And then your other one is self-care. This says, self-care is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of consciousness. This card invites you to prioritize your own self-care. And this may feel selfish to you, but in truth, when you attend to your own needs with love and care, you create an inner wealth that radiates into the world, impacting positively on all you come in contact with. So I love that, radiating into the world like a sun, because that's exactly what is going to happen here as you connect and you realize how important you really are. Take time to find this self-care, to do this beautiful journey that you have going on next year, because you fill up and it overflows out to the world, this beautiful cup. You are so full that you're able to help other people recognize how important they are, help you express the love. You become this mirror of unconditional love for them that sparks their own unconditional love within them. And that's all part of what we're doing next year in 2022, is connecting to our higher self, filling up and overflowing, allowing other people to feel that love, to spark them to be free as well. Because everyone basically looks like this. When we're in our fear, we're blinded, we're bound, and we're feeling restricted and tied down. But everyone is striving for freedom, and that is what we end up looking like. So I love this for you. And as I mentioned, this is just a little peek into your 2022. So if you want to stay, in the loop of any other messages that are coming out, like I mentioned, if you hadn't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below and then click the notification bell to get notified immediately when that happens. If you also want to help share these messages of love, if you give this video a little like and click that like button and a little thumbs up, then that just allows the YouTube algorithm just to share the videos with more people and make it like a suggested video. So if you feel so inclined to do so, I greatly appreciate that. Never any pressure. All right, well, enjoy your 2022, and just know as you go throughout each and every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing year. Like I said, I'll be talking to you very soon, I'm sure. But until then, you take care. All right, my Aries, and if you chose reading number 3, which is the fire rocket, then this is the reading for you. And we'll start off by pulling a card from this Enchanted Map Oracle, just to see a little peek about one part of your journey for 2022. All right, Creator, so for our Aries that chose the fire rocket. Okay. Yeah, they want 3. Oh my goodness. So you've got a little bit going on here. Let's take a look. You've got the Field of Dreams. That's beautiful. You've got the Peaks of Joy, card 33. Wow. And 18, Magic Stream. Oh my goodness. So you have quite a lot of beautiful things happening for you next year. So for you that chose number 3, you are just going to have an amazing, amazing year. I came to Peaks of Joy first, so I'm going to read this one first. It says, your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. Joy is yours. No matter what your inquiry, you'll be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you've worked hard for it. So you're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart, and remember to share your happiness, because joy is contagious. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then let's read number 21 here. Field of Dreams. Your thoughts, your feelings, and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. And this is the perfect year to harness the field of vast potential not realized yet in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. So be clear about your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs. Concentrate on your best life, regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown, so dream big, dream beautiful, take action and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary. Wow. Boom shakalaka. Let me see. Okay, they just want me to put this one up here. And then you have the magic stream, which is everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness. Every experience you have seems to have its own life story with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. However, there is danger in seeing events as separate from one another, since in fact they are all part of a continuity and a greater evolution. That makes sense now. I know why they did 3 cards. So these are not like 3 separate events, like a beginning and ending, in a middle or whatever. These are all intertwined. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person, so the collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. Yeah, so you've got that message like over and over and over again. So you definitely have such a great ability to plant so many seeds, tend to your life, and have so much harvest that you're able to it overflows out to people where you are able to bless so many individuals, as you fill up with just this belief in yourself and this beautiful abundance. I kind of feel like very much the magician energy for this, where you are really connecting to who you really are inside. And because you're living your passion, everything is just, it is like this joy, a joyful burst. It's like one of those surprise little confetti boxes. You do it, it just explodes with beautiful glitter and wonderfulness. So that is like what it feels like for me. And we're also going to pull cards here from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot to see what else the Creator wants you to know about this amazing 2022 that's coming your way. And one more time. All right. So what else? For our fire rockets, kaboom. Okay, what else? And then that one as well. All right, so let's take a look. Yep, you have the 5 of Swords. So swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And the 5 is all about transformation of them. So there is this movement of understanding on how you're looking at your beliefs throughout all of 2022. Usually you'll see like someone that is standing there and like one sword, like they have one sword in their hand and there's swords lying all around them and people are walking away, and it's because, you were like, this is my small t truth, and I'm proving that your small t truth is not as true as mine. And you may have won the battle, but you lost the war because you lost friendships over it. And so this transformation that comes is that you're allowing other people to believe what they believe, and you're focusing on tending your own field. It's like sweeping in front of your own door, tending to your own garden, taking taking the sword out of your own eye before you take the sword out of someone else's. You are focusing on you. You're not worried about everyone else, what they're doing. You're focusing in on you because you're realizing that when you were trying to prove other people wrong, even though it might have been out of caring, that all it is pushing people away. But when you're looking at like the thing that you think you need to change in someone else, realize there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. And that you're like, okay, let me take a look at me and mind, like it says, mind to my own store, sweep in front of my own door. And then you have the Ace of Cups. This is the chalice. This is the Holy Grail. And this is a gift from the Creator. This is showing you the beautiful living waters of the essence of our Creator, because that's what's in this cup. And that is the unconditional love of the Creator. So this next year, you are experiencing, and with this digging into yourself, you're finding this beauty that lies within you. You're finding that this is what you've been looking for all along. These are capital T truths of unconditional love. The other small t truths that you were talking about before, those come from our ego, from our human side. But this is the truth. This is the capital T truth that doesn't need defending, because it just is. And so this beautiful progression is happening throughout this next year as you move into, conditional love versus unconditional love. And that brings you, the devil. Oh, no. No, don't worry about this. This is your shadow. And this is exactly what is happening with this Five of Swords. Because our shadow, what it does, and usually they'll have it's very loose around their neck, and the grip that the devil in the card is holding is a very loose grip. It's not even tight. It's just like holding the rope across their hand kind of thing. And that is showing us that it's us who are binding ourselves, who are keeping us feeling small, that are keeping us, in dark places. And our shadow is part of us. It is our ego, our human side. It is what is ruled by fight or flight, and it's what brought us here to experience the opposites so we can more fully understand who we are on the other side. It's like, breathing air all the time. We don't realize that there's air around us until we're 6 feet underwater looking up at air, and we're like, well, we're in unair, and that is air. Now I fully understand, not fully, but you have a more deeper picture of what air is by experiencing what air is not, and then appreciate it more, and then you want to swim back toward it, right? And that's what this shadow is bringing you during this next year, is it's bringing these thoughts and these beliefs into your face. And what's cool about it is that it's not subtle. It will bring examples into your face where you're like, oh, I see something. An example that I use that stands out for me is it was like just a few months ago, in a matter of 7 days, I had one person contact me to let me know that their husband had passed. Another person contacted me, another family member of theirs had passed. My mom let me know that her neighbor had passed away. Another friend of mine had a mentor who passed away. And then another friend of mine had a dear friend who tried to end their life. And so in a matter of 7 days, I had contact from 5 different people about this loss in their life, about death in their life. And so it was like, okay, I get it. There's a message that I need to look at here. And so then I look into my feeling of loss, about other people losing something or feeling loss, or, and it's a very specific, direct, in your face message. So you'll be getting those throughout the year, but it's for you so you can release yourself from this, so you can feel this, okay? And then you have the Princess of Cups. So this would be like the Page of Cups in other suits, and cups, if I didn't mention, are emotions. And so this is new emotions coming in, which makes total sense. As you release and let go of those, you get to experience these new emotions. You also get to experience emotional messages coming in, because the more you connect with the unconditional love of the spirit world, the more you get messages from them, and they communicate with us so much through our emotions, especially if you have a lot of water in your chart. You're a fire sign, sun sign, if you're watching for your sun sign. But, if you have water in your chart, then you can have, been feeling these empathic abilities. I really feel everyone human, because that's our spiritual nature, is we can communicate through emotion, that you'll be getting emotional messages during this next year where you'll just feel an emotion. Your brain hasn't figured it out yet, but you just have this knowingness in your heart, this gut feeling, like an emotional message. If you have those, you'll know exactly what I mean. But you don't have to wait for your mind to catch up. Just feel the emotion, feel the message, and experience that throughout next year. Yeah, because here's the High Priestess. So definitely this is about connecting to the other realms. The High Priestess is about diving into the unknown, diving into the mysteries, going behind the veil, which is where the spiritual world and the Creator and everyone, exists. So the beautiful thing is that this is about you stepping up your ability over this next year to connect to the other side, to connect to your higher self. And you'll be getting, she takes her time away into her temple. So this is also a message about making sure to take time away to purposely raise your vibration to one of unconditional love and joy, which I think you do based on all this here. And laughter and peace, that's the frequency at which Spirit speaks to us. And so taking time out to yourself to raise your vibration, to hear the messages and seek that deeper inner knowledge is a huge, obviously, journey for you, which is why you're feeling all this beautiful love and joy filling you up and overflowing, because that's what this is. I mean, literally, you're being filled up with that unconditional love and it's overflowing out into the world. And then you have the Two of Wands. And wands is your energy. So it's your drive, your ambition, your awe, inspiration, but it's your spiritual energy too. And I really feel, because of all this new love and connection to the upper worlds here, that this definitely is about understanding there's two sides of you. There's 2 points of energy that sparks you in this life. One, it's basically whatever you focus on grows. So you have your human side, this shadow side that is about fear. And if you focus on that grows in your life. Whereas if you focus on the spiritual energy, your spiritual, this unconditional love, that's what grows and expands in your life. And so throughout this awareness, you've got a 2 and you've got a 2 here. This is about 2022 and about connecting to this other side of who you really are. Like I mentioned in the intro, that there's 2 of you that are living this life, your shadow and your higher spiritual side as well. So I love it. And then we're going to pull cards here from these Art of Manifestation Oracle. Just see what the final message is that the Creator has for your little peek into 2022. This is by no means everything that's going to happen in 2022 for you. It's just, I love this result, though. I would totally grab onto that. All right, what else for, all right, you got these 2 right here. So you've got Stay on Course, card number 50, beautiful butterflies. That says you're facing some big stuff in your life this year. It says right now, but this is for this year. This card is a request that you keep going and stay on course, however challenging it may feel, right? Please be assured that right now, this is the appropriate way forward. The universe supports your direction, and slow and steady progress is assured. So, yep, definitely. And then you've got miracles, and you got card number 33 again. And another butterfly. So butterflies and butterflies. And also on that card 33, there's a butterfly right there. So I love this. Let me read this first. We tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met, and yet when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now in every situation. Yes, absolutely. So, the other message with this, with 2 number 33s, it's very evident, and both have butterflies on them. This is all about your journey, your spiritual journey. The master number 11 for me represents the journey of your shadow, the journey of experiencing this life as a human, disconnected, outside of this veil where we don't even realize that we are more than this human. It'd be like the caterpillar walking along the forest floor. Then we move into number 22, which is 22, is your spiritual side, recognizing that you are so much more than just that caterpillar, that you have this butterfly that's living within you, and it sparks within you, and you have this. That's when you create the cocoon. That's when you create this place of, okay, I'm going to go inward and dissolve all this beliefs of who I thought I was, because I'm understanding more of who I really am. And then you turn into this, in that chrysalis, you turn into the butterfly, and through the struggles of life, we then move beyond and get out of that cocoon. And that's what takes us into number 33, which is realizing that the shadow is a part of us. The caterpillar piece still exists, but the butterfly piece also exists, and they've joined together to create this butterfly creature that then can flutter and fly and experience this physical world in a whole different way from up above, as it doesn't have to crawl along the floor anymore and have all this drama and everything. But with that new awareness of who you are, you join together, and then you walk in, not in fighting, thinking, I must destroy this shadow and this ego. It's like, no, it's a piece of us. It's hungering for unconditional love. We realize that we are this being of unconditional love. We feed it, and we join together, and we're like, all right, let's walk hand in hand for the remainder of our lifetime here. And that is what this 33 is really bringing for you this next year, which totally makes sense on why it's so full of joy, because your true essence is unconditional love. Your true essence is joy and laughter and peace, and you get to experience that this next year, if you so choose. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm going to leave the reading there. And as I mentioned, this is just a small peek into your 2022. And I put out monthly messages for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates, new moon, full moon, a variety of other readings. So if you want to be, included in those and not miss them, like I mentioned before, just click the subscribe button and then the notification bell, and you can set your notification settings to be notified immediately. Also, if you want to be part of spreading these messages of love, if you want to give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, that just helps the YouTube algorithm share these videos with more people, so you can help promote that just by simply clicking the like button. So no pressure if you choose to do so. I just thank you very much for that. All right, my dear Aries, enjoy this 2022. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, just know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. I'll talk to you soon. You take care.